I reckon there will be plenty of Manchester United persuasion who will be getting carried away. Could you have imagined when he took over, with those two fixtures looming, City at home, Arsenal away, that he'd come through that with 6 points?
No, not on any front. Not on the front of getting the points, not on the front of seeing the levels of performance. No, you wouldn't have expected that. It's been a remarkable turnaround, and you actually wonder how, in the short space of time that he's been in, he's been able to put that performance level into those players and how they've transformed it from what has been, to be fair, absolute guff that we've been watching for 6 weeks prior to it, to now watching what is real performances with a real familiarity to it with regards to the system, how they're going to play, the intensity of it, in control of games without the ball, and then obviously big moments in matches scoring goals. So I don't know what's happened. I mean, you know, you two have been managers more than I have. What could he have done in that period that basically has meant that Manchester United team have transformed from what they were to what they are? Because, to be fair, these two performances have been fantastic.
Well, I think it helps if you've got your best players available.
That's definitely significant, isn't it?
That's a big plus for him. And people like Maguire coming back in, you got your attacking options. The fact is, a City had a midweek game, Arsenal had a big... All these little details do help. Because the one thing you would say with United's last two performances, they've certainly played with a lot of energy. They've had that look about them. It's the first time I've looked at them, because all talk during the season was United have no real distractions. But when I was watching the games, it looks like they've got loads of distractions. They weren't playing on the front foot. They weren't playing with loads of energy. But the last couple of performances, they certainly looked that way. And certainly their confidence and belief from the last performance today, even from the first few minutes, there's something about them. Again, the players go back to playing their positions. A settled team, they played the same 11 from last week. And confidence and belief in players is huge.
Last week you said, Roy, it's one result.
No,
it's just
two.
one result.
Yeah, no,
now it's two results.
Two big results.
And at what point did then it become irresistible that Michael Carrick has to become a really strong part of this conversation about United's future?
I think if United win every game from now till the end of the season, I still wouldn't be giving him the job.
Why?
I just think they need something, a bigger, more experienced manager. Simple as that. Carrick could win every game. Timing coming into the job was fantastic for him. And he said he's enjoying it. You enjoy management when you're winning football matches, of course. But I think the size of the club and the challenges they face over the next few years, because really, I know I've heard Jamie Carragher mentioned the last few weeks, you want a manager you feel will come in and get Man United winning league titles. Are we all going to sit here and believe Michael Carrick can get United winning league titles?
Well, we've only got evidence of the last 2 weeks.
I know, but that's still not enough for me. If you think on the back of 2 wins he warrants the job, then that's your opinion, and I'm entitled to mine. I don't believe he's the man to get Man United back winning league titles.
Does previous experience matter, Patrick? Everyone's talking about a more experienced figure, and Gary has made that point as well. But sometimes does the job fit?
Yeah, I think you have a young manager, maybe with no experience, who deserve to have a chance. I think you look at that Inter de Milan with Christian Chivu, who is on the top of the league in the Serie A, and he's doing a good job, and I think he will win the league. So I think a young manager can be successful in a club like Manchester United, and through his career at United, and of course he will learn, but I think in the last 2 games that he played against City and against Arsenal, we saw some really good decision-making. And when you look at today, the injury of Doku, and then he bring another striker, maybe another manager will go a little bit more defensive and to accept to defend. But no, he put one more striker, and I think that is brave from his part. And it's not an easy decision. So I think he deserves to have a chance to manage United.
Yeah, we discussed this last week. There's loads of examples of young managers getting an opportunity and doing really well. But there's more examples of managers getting the job and not doing well. You can all handpick. We could pick 5, 6 managers here, young managers who've gone into a job and done a brilliant job. But there's loads of examples of managers.
I don't think.
And you mentioned clubs there.
I don't think being young. I don't think being young
or inexperienced,
should be enough. Pep Guardiola was at Barcelona, second team, and
I can name you 50 examples where a manager got a job and they didn't work out. Everyone mentions Pep or Zidane.
But he deserves a chance. Then time will say if he's good enough for United or not.
Look, I played with Michael Carrick for a number of years, and to be fair, enormous amount of respect, time for him, love for him. I think he's a really good person. He's a fantastic football player. He's understated. He's composed. He will not get too high or too low. a few weeks ago before the first game, I think everybody in football thought that a really successful thing would be for Michael Carrick to hold the baton for the rest of the season, do a really good job, put some happiness back into the players, put some happiness back into the fans, put the happiness back into the team, get the performance levels and try and get them into Europe. And if he does that, hand the baton up. That was what everyone was thinking 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. Manchester United have acted emotionally a number of times in this last 10 to 12 years. I honestly could not be happier about the last 2 weeks. It's the familiarity of what I'm watching feels to me like I'm watching my team play again, properly. Forget the fact they've won the games. They've just played properly how I would expect them to play, with an intensity, an energy and a quality. So I think it's right that Michael Carrick, to be fair, keeps the job to the end of the season, hands the baton over to a Thomas Tuchel, a Carlo Ancelotti, someone of that world-class ilk. That's what his job is now. Michael's an unemotional guy. He'll realise that what I'm saying here is something that I said 2 weeks ago.
Surely matters, Gary. You just said they're the fact the way they're playing. They played at Bournemouth a few months ago and they drew 3-3 at home. And you said you were pleased with that. But you're at Man United. The reason you play for these big clubs, it's about winning football matches.
Yeah, I get that, Roy. But to be fair, you also at that club need to be entertained. You cannot play drab football that's boring and, to be fair, that's really difficult to watch.
We've got to go, unfortunately. They're turning the lights out on us as well.
NFL on us.
We are passing on to Super Sunday Extra Time. That is coming up next.
Yeah, sorry.
Sky Sports
I'm not putting pressure on
Bye for now.
I'm not putting pressure on Arsenal. He said now or never.